Hello everyone, this is Avantika Kansal and you are watching New India Junction. In today's video, we are going to talk about the key features of budget of the year 2024-25. So let's have a look. First, let's look at the vision, which is Viksit Bharat by 2047. Also, the vision statement says prosperous Bharat in harmony with nature, modern infrastructure and opportunities for all. Now, let's look at the development mantra. First is Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas, which means comprehensive development of all, which leads us to Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. Trinity of demography, democracy and diversity, backed by Sabka Prayas, which ultimately leads to developed India by 2047. Also, let's look at people-centric inclusive development. First is substantive development of all forms of infrastructure, being it physical, digital or social. Then DPI, digital public infrastructure, promoted formalization and financial inclusion. Also deepening and widening of tax base via GST. Then a strengthened financial sector brought savings, credit and investment back on track. Also GIFT IFSI, which is a robust gateway for global capital and financial services for the economy. Also proactive inflation management and all parts of country becoming active participants in the economic growth. So now let's look at this graph which talks about India and then the world dollar GDP growth. So if we see this yellow line is for India dollar GDP growth and this purple line is for world dollar GDP growth. Starting from financial year 14, it went like this, dipped here and it is now, if we talk about financial year 2023, it is here at the peak as compared to the line which is world dollar GDP growth. Also moving forward, let's look at Garib Kalyan, Desh Ka Kalyan. So how, what all steps have been taken and what are the basic things which have come out? First is DBT, direct benefit transfer, which has led to savings of rupees 2.7 lakh crore. Also 25 crore people have moved out of multidimensional poverty. Along with that, credit assistance to 78 lakh street vendors under PM Swanidhi. And let's look at empowering youth, how the youth has been empowered. First is 1.4 crore youth trained under Skill India mission. Also fostering entrepreneurial aspirations of youth and for which 43 crore loans sanctioned under PM Mudra Yojana. Also, let's look here, increase in PM Shri budget allocation. The budget estimate in 2023-2024 was 4,000 crore rupees, which has now increased to 6050 crore rupees in this financial year. Also, if we talk about the institutions, IIT has increased from 16 to 23, from 2014 to 2023. Then AIMS, only 7 in 2014, now 22 in the year 2022. Also universities, 723 in 2014, which are now 1113 in 2023. Now let's look at welfare of farmers, Annadata. So direct financial assistance to 11.8 crore farmers under PM Kisan Yojana. Then crop insurance to 4 crore farmers under PM Fasal Bima Yojana. Then integration of 1361 mandis under E-NAM, supporting trading volume of rupees 3 lakh crore. Also, when we look at Nari Shakti, 30 crore Mudra Yojana loans dispersed to women entrepreneurs. Also increased female enrollment in higher education by 28% in last 10 years. Not only this, but also 43% of female enrollment in STEM courses and 1 crore women assisted by 83 lakh self-help groups, SHGs, to become Lakpati Didis. So now let's look in this graph which shows the rise in female labor force participation rate. In 2017-18, it was somewhere around 23.3%, which has increased to 37% in the financial year 2022-23. Now let's talk about the strategy for Amrit Kaal. First is sustainable development. So in sustainable development, first is commitment to meet net zero by the year 2070. So for this, viability gap funding for wind and energy has been kept into mind, setting up of coal gasification and liquefaction capacity, phased mandatory blending of CNG, PNG and compressed biogas, also financial assistance for procurement of biomass aggregation machinery. One important point which has come out in today's budget is rooftop solarization, in which 1 crore household will be unable to obtain 300 units of free electricity per month. Also, focus has been laid a lot on green energy, adoption of e-buses for public transport network, then strengthening e-vehicle ecosystem by supporting manufacturing and charging. Also, new scheme of biomanufacturing and biofoundry to be launched to support environment-friendly alternatives. Now, if we look here, percentage increase in non-fossil fuel installed electricity capacity. So we were somewhere around 30.4 in the 30.4% in the year 2004. Not much of a difference in that one decade. And if we see now November 23, from 32.3 we are at 43.9%. Also, some quick facts: more than 10 crore LPG connections released under Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Then 36.9 crore LED bulbs, 72.2 lakh LED tube lights and 26.6 lakh energy efficient fans distributed under Ujjwala. Under Ujala, and 1.3 crore LED street light installed under SNLP. Now, when we talk about infrastructure and investment, implementation of 3 major railway corridor programs under PM Gati Shakti to improve logistics efficiency and reduce the cost. Also, promotion of foreign investment via bilateral investment treaties to be negotiated. Expansion of existing airports and comprehensive development of new airports under Udan scheme, and also promotion of urban transformation via metro rail and Namo Bharat. Now, let's talk about inclusive development. When we talk about inclusive development, aspirational district program to assist states in faster development, including employment generation. So, inclusive development in aspirational districts, there are 112 aspirational districts in the country. And if we look at the percentage of change in those districts, so first is percentage of women registered for antenatal care within first trimester. It was 68% in 2018. This is exactly when this scheme was launched, and now it is 89% in October 2023. Also, number of enrollment under Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana per lakh population, they were around 1,737 in the year 2018, which has now increased to 13,195 in October 2023. Also, a lot of focus has been laid on the health, especially of the women. So, to encourage cervical cancer vaccination for girls between the age of 9 to 14 years. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 to be expedited for improved nutrition delivery, early childhood care and development. Then UWIN platform for immunization efforts of mission in the Dhanush to be rolled out, and also health cover under Ayushman Bharat scheme to be extended to all ASHA Anganwadi workers and helpers. Now again, in strategy for Amrit Kaal, in the inclusive development, there is housing. So Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin has been close to achieving target of 3 crore houses Additional 2 crore targeted for next 5 years. Also, housing for middle class scheme to be launched to promote middle class to buy, build their own houses. And let's look at the increased allocation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana in terms of budget. So, the budget estimated in the year 2023-24 was 79,590 crore rupees, which is now the estimate is 80,671 crore rupees for this financial year. Also, let's talk about tourism. States will be encouraged to undertake development of iconic tourist centers to attract business and promote opportunities for local entrepreneurship. Also, long-term interest-free loans to be provided to states to encourage development. G20 meetings in 60 places presented diversity of India to the global audience, and projects for port connectivity, tourism infrastructure and amenities will be taken up in islands including Lakshadweep. Also, let's talk about agriculture and food processing. So, government will promote private and public investment in post-harvest activities. Also, application of nano DAP to be expanded to in all agroclimatic zone. Atmanirbhar oilseeds Abhiyan strategy to be formulated to achieve Atmanirbharta for oilseeds. Comprehensive program for dairy development to be formulated. Also, implementation of Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana to be stepped up to enhance aquaculture productivity, double exports and generate more employment opportunities. And for this, 5 integrated aqua parks are to be set up. Now let's talk about achievement of taxation reforms. Direct tax collections more than doubled in last 10 years, which is more than three times. Also, number of return filers swelled to 2.4 times. Then faster refunds, reduction in average processing time of returns from 93 days, which was in the financial year 2013-14 to 10 days only in the financial year 2023-2024. Average monthly gross GST collections doubled to rupees 1.66 lakh crore in the financial year 24. Also, increase in tax buoyancy of state revenue from 0.72 to 1.22 in the post GST period, from this period to this period. Which, how has it benefited to the consumers? So, reduction in logistics cost and prices of most goods and services. Also, let's look at the positive sentiment about GST. So, it says 94% industry leaders viewed transition of GST as largely positive. Also, 80% of respondents feel GST has led to supply chain optimism. Now, let's talk about tax proposals, which is in continuity to the last slide we spoke about. So, continuity in taxation, certain tax benefits to startups and investments made by wealth funds, pension funds, tax exemption of some IFSC units earlier expiring, which were earlier expiring on 31st of March 2024 has been now extended up to 31st March 2025, which is 1 year extension. Also, withdrawal of outstanding direct tax demand, which is up to 25,000 rupees pertaining up to financial year 10, and then up to 10,000 rupees for financial year 11 till, I mean between 11 to 15th financial year. Also, the expected to it is expected to benefit approx 1 crore taxpayers. So now that takes us to the next slide, which talks about where the rupee is coming from and where the rupee is going. So let's look at this pie chart. Rupee comes from 19% is income tax, then union excise duties 5%, corporation tax 17%, GST and other taxes 18%, customs 4%, non-death capital receipts 1%, non-tax receipts 7%, and borrowing and other liabilities 28%. So this is basically put together is where the rupee is coming from. Now let's see where the rupee is going to, where rupee goes to. So first is pensions, which is 4%, then other expenditures 9%, states share of taxes and duties 20%, finance commission and other transfers 8%, central sector schemes 16%, defense 8%, subsidies 6%, centrally sponsored schemes 8%, and interest payments 20%. So this explains it well, how from where the rupee is coming and where is it going. Also now let's look at allocation for specific ministries in terms of rupees lakh crore. So Ministry of Defence 6.2 rupee lakh crore, then Ministry of Road Transport and Highways 2.78 lakh crore rupees, then Ministry of Railways 2.55 lakh crore rupees, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution 2.13 lakh crore rupees, Ministry of Home Affairs 2.03 lakh crore rupees, Ministry of Rural Development 1.77 lakh crore rupees, Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer 1.68 lakh crore rupees, Ministry of Communication 1.37 lakh crore rupees, and Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare 1.27 lakh crore rupees. Now let's look at the last slide of this presentation, which basically talks about allocation to major schemes in terms of rupee crore. So first, these are the budget estimates of the previous year and of this current year. So now Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme from 60,000 crore rupees in 2023-24 to now 86,000 crore rupees. Also, when we talk about Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, which basically was 7,200 crore rupees in the year 2023-24 budget estimate. Now it is 7,500 crore rupees. Also, Production Linked Incentive Scheme PLI. In the previous year, it was 4,645 crore rupees, and now it is the budget estimate is 6,200 crore rupees. Also, when we talk about modified program for development of semiconductors and display manufacturing ecosystem, from the year 2023-24, it was at 3,000 crore rupees, which is now 6,903 crore rupees in the current year. Then also let's look at solar power grid. In 2023-24, 4,970 crore rupees. Now the budget estimate is 8,500 crore rupees, which is almost just double in number. Also, National Green Hydrogen Mission, it was at 297 in the financial year 2023-24. Now the estimated budget in this financial year is 600 crore rupees, which is again more than double of what was there earlier. So that's it about the budget which is announced today. Also the kind of progress that India has made in last decade, and with that we close our video. That's it for today's video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to New India Junction. This is Avantika Kansal signing off. Until next time.